No action was taken tonight for a Johnson County town that's in danger of losing its entire police force. Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Angela Taylor. The council and town manager held an emergency meeting just days after Kinley's police chief and 4 officers turned in their 2 weeks notice. This is getting national attention. CBS 17's Nick Sturdivant is live in Kinley for us tonight. And Nick, tell us what happened in that meeting.
Well, Angela, that decision happening after town council met for more than an hour. Meanwhile, behind me, dozens of community members gathered to voice their opinions.
Kinley may be a small town, but Friday, they let it be known that their concerns are big.
We just want to support the town manager, who has been doing a good job. And you just want to make sure the process is fair, whatever's done.
But listen, we have a great police department, okay? She is not for our police department.
This all comes after the town's police chief, Josh Gibson, said he and his department's 4 full-time officers, along with the town's utilities clerk and assistant manager, turned in their 2 weeks notice because of the environment he says the new town manager has created. The town manager, Justine Jones, started last month. Before Friday night's emergency meeting between the council and town manager, concerned neighbors held a town hall with Mayor Tui Hales to discuss what's been going on. Longtime resident Josiah Jackson was there.
This is a shock. You know, when a small town like this, and all of a sudden the people that you've known for all these years, and that says, I'm out of here.
Minutes later, people packed the council chambers before the closed session. More than an hour later, town council deciding not to take any action Friday night.
So we are where we were. The town still has a patrol. We still have police coverage.
And that was the mayor that you just heard from. He says another emergency meeting will happen sometime next week. Now, we did reach out to the town manager earlier this week. She could not comment, but referred us to the town attorney. Live here in Kinley tonight, Nick Sturdivant, CBS 17 News.
Yeah, a bit of a mess there. All right, Nick, thank you.
An entire police force. Imagine it happening in your community. The entire police force quits. It seems unheard of. This force says that they cannot work with the town manager, Justine Jones, who has just been on the job for about a month, newly hired. Kinley is the town we're talking about here. It's roughly about 2,400 people, and they're probably wondering, okay, who's going to protect us? Who's going to serve and protect if the entire police force walks out? Nick is here with more on this story. Nick, this caught my attention.
It caught your attention, Adrian, because you don't usually hear about a police force just walking off of the job. A North Carolina town, the entire police department has put in their 2 weeks notice that they're out.
This is a shock. You know, when a small town like this, and all of a sudden the people that you've known for all these years, and that says, I'm out of here.
The prospect of no police protection is the talk of the town in tiny Kinley, North Carolina.
Listen, we have a great police department, okay? She is not for our police department.
The entire police force handing in their resignation letter last week, hinting at a hostile work environment. On Facebook, Police Chief Josh Gibson specifically blamed town manager Justine Jones, but he didn't spell out what he believes she's doing wrong. 2 town clerks also leaving their posts. Others in the community seem to think Jones may be on the right track.
We just want to support the town manager, who has been doing a good job. And you just want to make sure the process is fair, whatever's done.
The town hired Jones last month after considering 30 candidates in a nationwide search. In a news release announcing their decision, Kinley's leaders praised Jones for her progressively responsible positions over 16 years in government. The town council held an emergency meeting behind closed doors Friday to map out what happens next. The mayor emerged saying nothing had been resolved.
So we are where we were. The town still has a patrol. We still have police coverage.
Now, Adrian, it is important to note that Kinley has 3 part-time officers still on the payroll, but the local county police are offering to pitch in if needed. The community will have an opportunity to air its concerns about the shakeup during another emergency meeting later this week. And of course, News Nation will continue to follow this story.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.
Black Lives Matter has to be really happy because an entire police force gone. It almost sounds like a movie. Every single full-time officer, including the police chief of Kenly, North Carolina, has resigned in protest of a new town manager. Chief Josh Gibson said Justine Jones is creating a hostile work environment and the department can no longer perform its duties and its services to the community. Chief Gibson joins me now exclusively along with his attorney, Haidt Philbeck. Chief, how has the town manager created a hostile work environment for law enforcement?
Well, she came in, first of all, to start giving us tasks and all these projects all the time. And unfortunately, we're a very low-man department. We only have 5 officers. And I was working double shifts at the time to try to keep up officer safety and be there with the other officers in case something happened. We're a town of about 2,000 people. And so she kept on doing things like that. Then at one point, she wrote me up. And she wrote me up for being late for work. And I was like, no, ma'am, I haven't been late to work at any time. She said, yes, you have. You've either been in the hallway, in the foyer. You have not been sitting at your desk at 8 o'clock in the morning. I was like, yes, ma'am. Then she wrote me up for going to businesses and talking with businesses. She wrote me up for talking with council members that I've known for 20 years.
So she was targeting you, Josh. Josh, so you think,
yes,
I'm looking at I'm actually looking at the, you know, her reprimands of you, her written warnings, and I'm thinking to myself, she didn't like you. She was targeting you. These are pretextual, and Phil, you can chime in, but this all seems like, sorry, but total BS. I mean, this just is ridiculous.
Yes,
Haidt, sorry. Yeah, Haidt,
yeah,
I mean, this is just classic targeting.
It's classic example of a municipal head that seeks to, and likely has no experience at all in law enforcement or training, seeks to micromanage a police agency over Chief Gibson here, who has 21 years experience, as well as 17 years of those as a police chief. She wants to implement all these rules and essentially control everything he does, from sitting at his desk to who he speaks with. In fact, he can't even speak with her if he has a quick question or something unless he sets an appointment ahead of time. That's untenable, and it puts the public at risk.
Well, how did she get hired? Because I see that she sued a previous employer for racial discrimination, right? A black woman obviously sued her previous employer, Richland County, South Carolina, for gender and racial discrimination after she was terminated in March of 2015, alleging hostile treatment by Richland County leaders and her supervisor, retaliating for reporting bad behavior. That lawsuit was later voluntarily dismissed, although court records don't reveal why. So how did you go from South Carolina suing for racial discrimination, ending up in your small town in North Carolina, Josh? Who hired her?
I wish I could. The town council does that. They use a company called Triangle J that supposedly vets these people, and they give like a nomination for them to select these candidates. And so it was all with the town council. We were not included in any selection process or vetting of anything. It was all with the town council and Triangle J.
And Haidt, I know that Josh was also accused of socializing in town?
Yes.
What? So you're never supposed to social? I don't even understand this.
Yeah, keep in mind, Chief is from this area. It's 2,000 people. Everyone knows everyone. He's known people for many, many years. And part of important duty of being a police chief is community outreach and be able to connect with community. His socializing, quote unquote, is reaching out to the community and keeping the relations in good stead and hearing from them and getting feedback from them so he can be the best police chief that he has been.
Well, Chief, that's what Black Lives Matter and all these social justice activists said that they wanted. The police to get in with the community, as Haidt just said, and work with the community, find out what's on their minds. But now I guess we have to get new marching orders. That's not what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and that's how
this
I
woman's
felt
a
about
nightmare.
it also.
She's a nightmare. I'm sorry. They got to get rid of her. And they got to get rid of her and bring you all back. I know the town wants you all back because we have our sources. But Haidt, thank you for representing him. Chief, thank you very much for joining us. We're going to be following this story.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.
The town of Kenly will soon be without a full-time police officers that is.
Right, all the department's officers are quitting, and now neighbors certainly have a lot of questions about what led to these resignations. CBS 17's Joseph Holloway is live at Kenly Town Hall after speaking with both the police chief and the town manager. So, Joseph, what do they have to say?
Well, guys, first of all, you know, it appears that these police cars right here behind me could be parked for quite a while. And everyone involved in this situation, they're really trying to keep tight-lipped right now. But as you can imagine, those resignations definitely the talk of the town this afternoon. And I heard from a few people who tell me that they are concerned about their safety moving forward. That's after the police chief, Josh Gibson, says he and the department's 4 full-time officers put in their 2 weeks notice because of the environment created by new town manager Justine Jones, who started back in June. But he wouldn't go into details about it and declined an interview because of legal concerns. I also spoke with Jones this morning, and she said that she could not discuss the situation and referred me to Chip Hewitt, who is the town's attorney. Hewitt says he's still trying to figure out the path forward on this because this is a situation he's never seen in more than 25 years representing towns.
I've seen resignations from the politicians, you know, the mayors and the council members. I have seen employees resign. I've never seen a resignation when it's an entire department.
The Johnston County Sheriff's Office says it will respond to calls in Kenly here in a couple of weeks, so neighbors are not just left to fend for themselves. But we are still waiting this afternoon to find out when an emergency town council meeting would be called. The town attorney and also the town manager and attorney both told me that there has to be a 48-hour notice before that happens, so the earliest that meeting could happen would be tomorrow. Live in Kenly, Joseph Holloway, CBS 17 News.
Yeah, Lauren, and Chief Josh Gibson told me it's heartbreaking to do this, but they're overworked. There should be 8 full-time police officers, but for the past several months, they've been working with 5. And Gibson's issue also includes the town manager. Without the police department in a town with at least 1,500 people, the feeling of heartbroken is shared here in downtown.
They're not just town police, they're our family.
From at least 20 years of seeing a familiar face to now having no one at the Kenly Police Department, Nancy Cates is left speechless.
Try not to cry.
After 5 police officers, including the police chief, quit.
It's devastating to this community. We don't want our town to go crazy.
And neither does Josh Gibson, the Kenly police chief, telling us how heartbreaking it is to let go. But the stress and trying to work amid staffing shortages, including issues with the town manager, was too much. The town clerk and the town's utility clerk also resigning. Their announcement difficult for Cates to accept.
It broke my heart because I called him and I told him, I said, I protested him resigning, you know, and the rest of them too, because they're all great people. You don't see many chief of police go and feed hungry or do anything like he does. He does a lot for this community.
Without Kenly Police, residents question their safety. Johnston County Emergency Services confident with their response.
You know, we actually have a unit stationed at Kenly Fire Department in downtown Kenly, so we do not anticipate any impacts to our ability to provide emergency medical services.
But in a town that's close-knit, the community's relationship with the county won't be the same as it was with Kenly Police.
And I hope they'll do their job, but you know, I can't pick up the phone and call their personal number and say, we've got somebody in here that looks suspicious, can you come and, you know, just show your presence and get them out the store. We can't do that.
We reached out to the town manager and other officials, but haven't heard back. Meanwhile, Johnson County Sheriff's Office says the town will continue to be covered. They'll be assigning deputies to patrol the streets, and Highway Patrol said troopers will be available. Gibson says he haven't talked to the town manager, but he's open to discussing this with the council and get some resolution. Reporting in Kenly, Cindy Bay, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.